All right, I got the heavy winter garb on again because it's a cold morning. Although it's supposed to warm up today, get to like mid 60s, warmest it's been in a little bit. But I've got speckled trout on the brain and I'm hoping to catch them on hard plastics. Come along with me, let's see if that happens. All right, first up, I'm gonna try a very underrated speckled trout bait. This is an SP57 Bill Lewis product. Dives about, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet deep the way I fish it. I'm up on a flat here in the Mississippi River Gulf outlet. Gonna see if I can catch some nice speckled trout on this thing. Let's find out. Water temp in here is 51.6. As you can tell, the sun is out, so it's gonna warm this flat pretty quickly. Air temp right now, I'd say probably about 48, somewhere in there, but it's heading north, as I mentioned, so that's good. These fish are gonna feed on these flats at some point today, there's no doubt in my mind. Just gotta be in the right place at the right time, throwing the right bait. So the key to this style of fishing is just covering water. Like, you never know where these fish are gonna be. Don't even know if they're up on the flat yet with these cold temps. So I'm just kind of trolling and drifting, making a lot of casts. If I get a bite, I'll kind of camp out a little bit and cast around there, fan cast, see if there are any more fish there. This time of year, these fish move up to the flats to feed. It's typically a better afternoon pattern than morning, but I can't fish this afternoon. So we're gonna see if some move up early. I think some will. All right, flat number 1 was a bust. I threw that SP57 and also this 52 MR. No bites, but you know, water temps are down. I mean, we just need these water temps to warm up a little bit. So I'm gonna make a little run, see what else I can find. Hopefully find some actively feeding fish. I might go fish the rocks, might go fish another flat, who knows. I'll figure it out on the way. All right, I made a move to a shoreline in the MRGO. It's got a little bit deeper water, trying to catch these fish as they stage up, getting ready to move up to these flats. We got a falling tide. Got some cuts over here with draining water. Definitely likely looking area to hold some fish. I'm gonna throw this scope stick in addition to the SP57. This is definite jerkbait season, and I love this bait, so let's give that a whirl. Water temp right here is 51.9, so it is getting a little bit warmer. This style of fishing does require a little bit of patience and determination. It's kind of like a treasure hunt. You gotta put together clues and try and figure out where these fish might be. Make a whole lot of casts. I'm optimistic I'll find something. Oh, there we go. All right, that's what I was looking for. Oh, it's a redfish. Not what I was expecting. Definitely thought we'd run into some speckled trout, but I'll take this big red. And he is a big one. He absolutely smoked that scope stick. This fish is definitely too big to keep. He's a big old brute. Uh-oh. He's about to run under the boat. There we go. Man, this fish was super powerful because he's not as big as I thought he was. He's exhausted though. All right, we got him. I mean, believe me, he's not small. I just thought he was an over, but he's not. All right, beautiful redfish on the scope stick. This guy's fat. Looks like he's been feeding. Let's see how big he is. All right, he's a 25 incher. We're gonna let this fish go. All right, big boy. Get on with your day. There you go. All right. Yeah, those reds definitely feed much better in these cooler water temps than the trout do. All right, I kind of pushed up into this little cut just to see what's going on up here. Got 3 feet of water here, and the water temperature rose a little bit. It's 52, so that's a good sign. Water clarity's pretty good. I might throw a jig, see what we can catch back here. I got this green hornet matrix shad tied on from my last trip, and that's a really good bait with the sun out and this clarity of water. Let's see if we can catch anything on that in this little backwater area. Definitely looks pretty in here. I'd like to find a little bit of grass. This is a good looking little bayou with some really pretty water. Nice bend coming up ahead. Looks promising. Oh, there we go. What is that? What is that? That was a good hit. What is that? A bass? It's a bass. Nice. There we go. Let's see if he had some friends. Gonna hold up right here. All right. Oh, there we go. Another bass. Oh, I lost him. All right. Plan to catch speckled trout on hard plastics. I'm catching bass on jigs. Always something biting in the Louisiana marsh. I've got this green hornet matrix shad on a 1/4 ounce death grip jig head. Not a lot of grass in here, so I don't have to worry about getting hung up on anything. Actually, I kind of wish it would get hung up. More grass, more bass. These bass bite a lot better in these cold temps than the trout do. Probably not better than the reds do. I'd say it's about equal. But these water temps are definitely rising. It's now 10:30 and back here it's 52.7. That's definitely doable for speckled trout, for sure. You know, these marshes are a lot shallower than those main channels, so you don't have the fluctuations in the channel that you do have in the marsh. So the sun's been up for a little bit. It's warm in these backwaters, much more so than that channel is getting warmer. Now over time, as the tide continues to fall, more and more of this water will push into that channel, and the trout out there should get active. There's a great way to kill some time till that happens, for sure. It's beautiful back here. Love fishing new stuff. You just never know what's around the next bend. Oh, there we go. Oh, nice bass. All right. These guys just make winter fishing so much fun. They're so feisty. Just love them. And they're just everywhere. They're really predictable in this type of situation. We got a falling tide with water that's already low. I mean, wintertime, it's almost always low. And they just stack up in these bayous. You know, you got this bayou here, right here, it's 3.5 feet deep. It's gonna flatten out up here, I can tell. It broadens out. But all these backwaters drain into this. These fish move into just this little depth change. And that's kind of where they hang out until the tides come back up, and then they scatter in all these marshes. Yeah, it's 5.5 feet right here in this little bend. And I can tell you that's gonna change up there. It really broadens out. It's gonna get shallow, but we might be able to find another channel somewhere. Yeah, here where it broadens out, it's only 1.5 feet. I don't want to spend too much time back here. Plus this tide's falling out. Don't want to get trapped. So I'm gonna go ahead and fish my way out through this SB57. Definitely the right water for this, for sure. Oh, there we go. One of them smoked it. Oh my goodness, that is a giant marsh bass. Oh goodness. Hopefully I get to show you this fish. That's a 3-pounder. That's a 3-pounder. I'm gonna hoist him. Oh goodness, that's a big old marsh bass. Look at this guy, look at this. On the SB. Such a great bait. I love how they hit it. That's the biggest bass I've caught in a while. We need pliers to get this dude off. All right, it took me a minute to get him unhooked. He took that bait really well. But man, what a beautiful fish. So glad that those guys are making a comeback. You know, last year's drought really hammered them. Fishing was tough for marsh bass last year, and really most of this year. Well, say this year, 2024, but it got good in the fall of 2024 and has continued to be good in the winter of 2025. That fish made my day. That's a beautiful marsh bass. You know, these marshes have some level of salinity, some more than others, and those bass, when that salinity gets high, they don't do well at all. That's why that drought was so crushing for them last year. And so their growth potential is pretty limited. Plus they suffer a lot of predation in these marshes, and they have a lot of competition for resources. So they just don't get all that big. The good thing is they're a lot more aggressive than inland bass, for sure. All right, I'm a sucker for a cut in the marsh. It's hard for me to not go explore it, but we're back at the mouth. I mean, look, no regrets, certainly not. Caught some beautiful bass, including the biggest marsh bass I've caught in a while. But now we're back at the mouth and gonna be throwing jerk baits and this SP57 for speckled trout. We'll see if they've moved up. Water temps right here at the mouth, 53, so it's getting warmer. We'll see if that holds on the flat along the shoreline. I suspect it'll be a little cooler, but hopefully that's enough to have inspired these fish to move up and start feeding. All right, now we're back on the shoreline, and sure enough, the water temp is cooler. It's 51 degrees. All right, here's another cut. Do I go up in it or not? Man, it's 5 feet right here. I can't not go in it, right? Don't know what it looks like, don't know what it'll hold, but it's worth a peek. Since our shoreline bite isn't really happening yet. Water really shallowed up. It's only 1.5 feet here. I'm hoping it gets deeper in this more pinched area. It should. Switch back to this green hornet matrix shad. Hopefully there's enough deep water in here. So far it's not looking so good. Oh, there we go. First cast with the green hornet. Another bass. All right, that was not a very fishy looking spot that this guy was holding, but we'll take him. Oh goodness, same spot. Oh, that was a big bass. Did you see that bass? That was a big fish. What I'm guessing is the deal is there's probably deep water that's coming up into this flat, and they're holding right on that edge, feeding on bait fish, pulling out of the backwater marshes, shoot another hit. Oh, there we go. They're stacked up. It's another nice one. Not as good as the one we just lost, but a really nice fish. All right. Always smart to make multiple casts where you catch one bass. Sometimes you can catch 10 or 20 in one spot, particularly this time of year. Oh, there we go. Same exact spot. Oh, he threw it too. Some bad luck. Oh, there we go. Are you gonna throw it? Seems to be the trend. Goodness, that's another really big fish. Not as big as the one we lost, but still really nice. All right. How many of you guys are down there? When you're catching them like this, they'll bite every cast, and then they'll absolutely 100% stop, and you won't get another bite. They're definitely feeding fish because they're really attacking. Oh shoot, really attacking the bait. It's not a subtle bite. On my last trip, the bass were just kind of loading up on the bait. Water temps were in the 40s. Now right here at 53.7, they're definitely more aggressive. 2 casts in a row without a bite. It's probably done. Gonna have to find some others. Oh, shoot. Oh, there we go. I had a bite and missed him, and then he was much closer to the boat. Definitely doesn't look like a typical marsh bass. He's long and skinny. Most of the time they're like green footballs. Oh, there's another one. All right, we got him. Oh, there we go. This is crazy. Oh, he spit it. Look what happened. Hooked my own tail. That's what happened. Never got the hook inside the fish. This is a crazy bass bite. And there's another one. Wow. That hook is super sharp. That's not the issue at all. And bass are just really good at throwing hooks. They just are. If they had a mouth like a speckled trout, you'd probably never land one. All right, we got you. All right. Man, I just heard some bait bust up there, or something bust some bait. It's an unusual occurrence in the wintertime. Another one. And another one through the hook. Well, are you gonna stay hooked up? I don't know. Man, you're acting like a trout. That's a big speckled trout. Look at this. That's a big old speckled trout. All right, there we go. There we go. That's what we were looking for. That's a nice trout right there. Mixed in with those bass. People in other parts of the country say that's not possible. But it happens all the time here. Dude, let me get my bait back. He won't open up. I don't know what's going on at this spot. There's gotta be deep water coming up to this ledge. I mean, it's 2 feet right here. For these fish to be stacked right here in this non-distinct area, something's going on right there for sure. I don't think it's a dramatic depth change, but there's way too many fish there for there to be nothing. Water temp right here, 54. So not surprising, that trout moved up here to feed in this warmer water. Maybe some others will join him in the box. That's what I love about fishing in South Louisiana. Like, you just never know. I came out here today with a particular plan. It didn't work out, but you can always find something happening. I really felt that my plan would work out. I'm surprised it didn't, but you just never know. Sometimes it doesn't for inexplicable reasons. All right, the bite is over. So let's go see if we can see anything discernible as to why those fish were holding there. And there you go. Right here. That's where those fish were holding, on the back side of this. So you figure bait was coming along here, hitting this, and that's where they were ambushing it. Let's go poke our nose in this bayou and see if we can find anything else. It looks like that. I don't know if you can see, but there's some grass right here along this shoreline. Definitely like seeing that. All right, no depth in this bayou at all. Gotta get out of here. Well, there we go. Back in the same spot. Another bass. Just hitting it from the different angle. All right. All right, this cut's got 6.5 feet of water. Definitely like the way this looks. 6.5 feet in this little straightaway here. So I'm sure it's got a lot more in that bend up ahead. Oh, what is that? That's a stump. Yep. It's a nice stump. It's a trophy stump. I might have to net that stump. Hopefully the stump doesn't break my rod. All right. Left me a souvenir. This whole area all up this MRGO is full of stumps. It used to be cypress swamp back before the MRGO was put in the 60s. So all these stumps remain. Definite navigational hazards. They're everywhere. Well, what are you? Trout, bass? I think you're a bass. You might be a red. No, you're a bass. A really ticked off, really nice bass. I cannot believe the size of the fish we're catching in this area. Look how deep that dude took it. He absolutely wanted it. Man, just beautiful fish. That is a beautiful marsh bass. See you, dude. 8.5 feet right here. Man, I had no idea this was here. No idea. Oh, there we go. Good Lord. Another big bass. Wow. They're just everywhere. I mean, everywhere. What a great, crazy good bass bite. Really nice fish. These fish are just holding on these ledge walls. Like, you got these drop-offs coming off these shorelines, and that's where they're holding. There's not a lot of grass in this bayou, nothing else for them to hold on to. All right, I'm gonna do something I like to do this time of year when the speckled trout are a little bit sluggish, and that's troll. I got a 3/8 ounce depth grip jig head and a lemon head matrix shad. This bayou's got 10-foot depths or so this should be a good place to do this, right on the edge of the MRGO. So let's check this out. Let's make a long cast. Let it go to the bottom. And just troll with the trolling motor. So you got some good depth in here. 54-degree water. I'm cruising about 1.5 miles per hour. Oh, missed him. Got a good hit, missed him. Definitely a good idea to hold onto the rod tight doing this, because man, they just pull it out of your hand. And fishing this way, you'll get bites from fish that won't bite a cast lure. I don't know why that is. Oh, goodness. That was a tattoo. That was a really good hit from a really nice trout. Yeah, that's a really good trout. All right. All right. That's a beautiful speckled trout right there. Oh, shoot. Shoot. That was a good hard hit. I missed him. It's pretty much the same spot where I caught the fish. So I might turn around and make a few casts there just to see. That's what I think I'm gonna do. Let's see if we can get one casting. I've seen so many times where you catch them trolling and they just won't bite casting. They won't bite a retrieve lure, but that one did. That might be a bass. He's not acting trouty. No, he's a nice trout. He's a nice trout. There we go. All right. There we go. Catching some really nice speckled trout. Those are some pretty fish. All right, and troll and reveal where he was. All right. That was a great hit from a really good trout. These are the fish I expected on that flat, but obviously the cold temps just pushed them back into this deeper water here. All right, I could probably troll back and forth here and catch a few. There's another boat fishing this bayou, just came around that bend. So I'll just let them have it. I'll go check the rocks. I don't really have much longer to fish. Go check the rocks and see if there's anything on there. But if not, I'm gonna put it on the trailer and head on home. Awesome day. Hasn't gone the way I expected it to, but still just absolutely fantastic. All right, make a quick pass on the rocks, throw in this SB57. Just got to give it a try before I leave. Oh, there we go, second cast. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's a good sign. All right. Beautiful speckled trout. Dude, chill out. This fish is icy cold, icy cold. It's about to be even colder, because this is one I'll take home to eat. Water temp here is 53. I'm telling you, that makes a big difference. And this SB57 is such, I mentioned it earlier, such an underrated trout bait. Oh, there we go. Good Lord. Oh. Oh my goodness, that's a tank. That's a big speckled trout. Don't beat yourself up, dude. I'm gonna need some pliers. That dude got the hook all up in my rope. Well, let's get him in the water first, because I'm not keeping him. All right, all right. That's a really good speckled trout. Catch some really nice fish doing this. This is definitely a beautiful fish. He's approaching 3 pounds. He's really nice. We're gonna tag him and let him go. It's a 21 incher, really beautiful fish. Go ahead, dude. He earned his freedom. I really gotta get, hard for me to quit on a day like today. Such beautiful conditions, just an absolutely spectacular day. Hard to go home, but my wife and I are heading to Florida tonight, so I gotta get ready for that. Gotta go do some packing and all that. Fortunately, this wind has mostly died, so I think I can cut across Lake Bourne to get home. That'll save me a little bit of time, but I gotta get rolling. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the Marshman Masson channel on YouTube. I'm out here all the time producing lots of content in these South Louisiana marshes. Just my favorite place to be in all the world. So until the next video, if we don't see you in the marsh, we'll see you right here on Marshman Masson.